Alright, so I'll be explaining to you now our machine experiment number 7. Our machine experiment number 7 is related to 12-bit ADC and DAC in Simulink. So as we know, ADC analog to digital converter and then DAC digital to analog converter. So, ang gagawin lang natin dito for this experiment is i-analyze mo yung ginawang model ng professor mo. So, meron akong kinreate na model, SPI Master 12-bit ADC DAC noong November 14, 2017. So, ginawa ko to sa MATLAB Simulink and then may reference din akong datasheet for this one. Ito yung datasheet ADS 7883 at saka TLV 5636. Yan. So, binigay ko yung mismong Simulink model. All you have to do is to analyze. Yan. So, kung i-open mo yung MATLAB, ayan. Kung i-open mo syempre yung MATLAB, since binigay ko na yung code, eto lang yon. Mismong pupuntahan mo lang kung saan mo sinave yung path ng binigay ko sa'yo na model, and then i-open mo na lang siya directly dun sa MATLAB. Alright, so continue ko muna habang nag-open ako ng MATLAB. So again, kukunin mo lang si Simulink model, i-analyze mo lang siya. So para ma-analyze natin siya, syempre iraran mo siya, pwede kang maglagay ng mga display block, pwede kang maglagay ng mga scope block para ma-check natin kung ano nangyayari dun sa ating input and output signals. And then, pwede mo ring i-descend yung block. Katulad nito, mga subsystems yan. Definitely, kapag dinouble click mo yan, makikita mo sa loob yung mga different blocks na ginamit ko dyan. So, next mong gagawin, question na agad. Sige, go ahead. Itong given ko, ito ay 1, ito ay 2, 3, 4. Yes, apat siya. Oo. So, ayan, ina-open ko rin dito. Okay, babalikan ko doon. So, and then, i-double click mo siya para ma-check mo. And then, ililist mo yung mga signals na nakikita mo. Obviously, may mga signals na nasa top. Pag nasa top, nasa taas ng subsystem. So, ito yun, S-clock, CSB, RXS, RXD, SDI, 'di ba? So those are the top signals. Pag pinasok mo pa yan sa loob, may mga internal signals siya. So kailangan mo lang siyang i-describe specifically. Again, you can make a table for that. And then syempre, para malaman mo yung behavior, ano bang ginagawa ng model na to, you have to simulate and provide explanation of your analysis of results. So obviously, nakalagay naman analog to digital converter and then digital to analog converter. So may idea ka na. Pero makikita mo yung behavior ng waveform dito sa scope blocks. Yan. And then, ayan, nag-open na. Ayan. So when you open, ito yung makikita mo dyan. 'Di ba? So since nakita mo dito, may question mark, ito kasi yung simulation settings. Nakalagay dito, may note dyan. This model requires the user to use the simulation setting. Ito yon, as shown in the left. This is done by double-clicking the block or typing Control D prior simulation. So before mo siya i-simulate, i-double-click mo lang to. Should the user wish to change the values being set, then you can right-click the block and search for properties, go to callbacks, and then look for the open function list and change the content of the callback function. Di mo naman kailangan ngayon na i-change ang value ng settings kasi hindi ko naman pinapa-edit sa'yo yung model. So, pwede mo siyang i-double click lang. Ayan. And then kapag na-double click mo na halimbawa siya, pwede mo na siyang i-run. So, makikita mo naman yan dito below kung nagko-compile siya. So, kapag na-finish niya na yung compilation, ibig sabihin, pwede na nating ma-check yung laman ng ating model. And then, obviously, kapag inopen mo siya, meron na agad siyang makikita dito na scope block. So, mag-change siya kapag naran na natin yung ating simulation. Ayan. So, nag-change na siya. Ibig sabihin, nagbago na yung ating simulation, di ba? Or naran na niya. Then, ito yung kaninang tinatanong nyo. So, pansin nyo, naging color red na siya. Ibig sabihin, yung time scale niya, yung time niya, pare-pareho niya. Kasi we're able to run it na completely. Reference ito sa sinet natin sa taas na cycle time times cycle end. So, nilagay ko rin dito na yung SPI Master 12-bit ADC-DAC is a simulation model that is used to evaluate the integration of the target models. And then, in-specify ko dito na ginagamit itong 12-bit ADS7883 and 12-bit TLV5636 to read and write the 12-bit digital data. So, when you double-click this one, ito na yung SDI slave. So, this is one block or one subsystem na pwede mong ipaliwanag. So, di ba, pwede mong i-double-click ano ba tong block na to, ano ba tong block na to, ano yung block na to, and then pwede kang maglagay dito ng display kung ano nangyayari, ano bang ipinapasok nitong clock na ito, ano ba yung pinapasok ng constant na block na to. And then, ano ba yung pinoproduce na output na SDI? Then, yung SDI na yon, yun pala yung papasok dito sa job 003 na sa loob noon, marami pa ring mga subsystems. So, ito yon. Kapag pinasok mo to, may ginawa ako na clock generator, double click nyo din yun. Kasi ito, di ba subsystem to, sa loob niyan, meron pang another subsystem na connected siya dito. Ayan. So, and then, meron uli dito. Ayan, may nilagay naman ako na label sa taas, up counter. And then, meron ditong S-clock generator, CSB generator, RXS generator. Ayan, more on logic gate lang to. And then, 12-bit serial to parallel generator. Then, sa loob, may ginamit pa ako na MATLAB function. When you double-click this one, may makikita ka dito na code. Ayan. So, nilagay ko rin naman dito what are the inputs and the output, then dinescribe ko na din. So, meron ka ng idea about this. So, ganun din yung gagawin mo pagpunta mo dito sa output. So, meron dito na another subsystem for RXD to TXD converter. Ayan. And then, after nun, nakakabit siya as input for job MBDG004 kasi this is one datasheet connected to the other datasheet. When you double-click, ganun uli, may clock generator uli ako, and then naka-comment lang tong scope kasi hindi ko naman siya kailangang ilabas. Pwede mo rin naman siyang i-uncomment kung gusto mo makita yung value ng sequence count at saka ng shift TXS. When you double-click, obviously, function uli yung ginawa ko dito. Ayan. So, pwede mong i-analyze kung anong ginagawa nito. Naglagay din naman ako ng comments for that. So, magkaiba yung strategy ko dito at saka dito. Dito, gumamit ako ng maraming blocks. 'Di ba? Dito, pure lang ginamit ko ay MATLAB function. Kasi pwede yun. Pwede kasing parehong MATLAB function lang. So, strategy yun nung nagmo-model. Then, ito ipoproduce niya na output. Ito na yung write mode. Ayan. And then, ito namang kabila, ito naman yung read mode. So, i-double click mo lang siya para makita mo yung output. So, ito yung write mode. So, ito yung mga signals. And makikita mo dyan, kailan nagiging 0 yung value ni CSB. Yun yung mga kailangan mong i-document. Kailan nagiging 0 si FS, kailan siya nagiging 1. Kasi diba, sa matter of 1 or 0. Si S-clock, obviously, ginagawa lang naman yan, clock lang siya, pero you have to know ano ba yung clock frequency, ano ba yung clock period niya. SDO, ganun din, kailan mag-change yung value ng SDO. Yun yung mga kailangan mong alamin. Ganun din sa pagre-read, kasi di ba read-write siya. So, ito yung i-read niya, ito yung S-clock, and then ito yung CSB, RXS, and then RXT. So, yun lang yung kailangan natin gawin for our experiment number 7. So yan, in-screenshot ko din pala yung mga loob at saka yung mismong scope block. And then, after nun, ang ibibigay mo lang sa akin yung data and results and conclusion. Again, you don't have to modify yung experiment number 7. Ang activity natin dito ay purely analysis lang. So, pwede mo ring ilista katulad ng ginagawa natin from the previous experiment, ano yung mga blocks na ginamit, nasaan siyang toolbox. So, pwede mo siyang i-tabulate as well. Aside from explaining kung anong ginagawa ng bawat subsystems po natin. So, sinet ko yung deadline ng Machine 7. Supposedly po ay ngayon, pero I understand na merong hindi pa nakakapag-submit. You can still submit up to April 21. Kung kailangan yung i-modify yung submission file, i-delete mo na lang and then i-resubmit mo. So, we're done with Experiment 7. So, proceed naman tayo dun sa ating pre-final project. Entertain ako ng question after, don't worry. So, for the pre-final project, so parang related din naman to dun sa Machine 7. So, it's more of analog to digital conversion and digital to analog conversion analysis. Following pa din yung ating course curriculum kasi kasama ito dun sa mga topics that we needed to discuss. So, ang objective natin is to analyze and compare the ADC and DAC products offered by different integrated IC design companies. So, ang target na natin talaga ay ma-check natin ano ba yung ginagawa ng mga IC design companies na products related to ADC and DAC. Yung kaninang pinakita ko, di ba? So, meron akong reference na datasheet. I think from Texas Instruments yon. So, this analysis will provide insights into the signals, the typical characteristics, functions, behaviors, typical values, and components that are being used in ADC and DAC circuits relating specifically to the field of computer engineering. So as part of the instructions, yung una, kailangan muna kayo mag-select ng at least 3 different IC design companies that is known for producing ADC and DAC products. Most of the IC design companies naman talaga, lagi silang merong ADC at saka DAC products kasi common siya. So, ang pinapahanap ko sa inyo ay 3 lang. 'Di ba? You'll be working, I think, by pair, pero 3 IC design companies lang. So, these are just examples, pero madami pa po yan. Siyempre, unang-una na yung company namin, ROM Semiconductor, and then Analog Devices, Texas Instruments, Infineon, Maxim Integrated na ngayon ay binili na rin yun ng Analog Devices at saka ng LT, Microchip Technology, Intel, ST Microelectronics, and many, many more. Ang dami niyan. So, pwede nyo naman pong i-search, pwedeng hindi naman po limited lang dito. Kung saan kayo makahanap ng 3 different IC design companies, then identify nyo yung datasheet for that. So, yun yung piliin po natin. And then, ang next mong activity is to research and select at least 1 ADC and 1 DAC product from each chosen company. So, di ba 3 kumpanya? So, sa 3 kumpanya, hanap ka ng isang ADC na datasheet, isang DAC na datasheet. And then, ensure that the selected products cover a range of specifications and applications to provide a comprehensive analysis. Definitely kasi makikita mo naman to dun sa datasheet. I-check mo agad. Kung nakalista yung product na meron silang ADC at saka DAC, hanap ka ng datasheet na may mga specifications and applications kasi doon mo kukunin yung ilalagay mo dito sa ating pre-final project. Yung next activity is the signal characteristics. So you have to create a table that simply lists the key signal characteristics of each ADC and DAC product, including the resolution, the sampling rate, the input-output range, conversion time, and so on. Siyempre, ito ay conversion, kaya kailangan mo yung timing niya ng pagko-convert. And then, ano ba yung sampling rate niya at saka resolution? 8-bit ba to? 16-bit ba ito? 32-bit? What are the input and output values? Then provide the explanations for each characteristic and significance in the context of ADC and DAC functionality. Then after nun, i-analyze na natin yung function similar to what you're gonna do dun sa model natin, di ba? So you have to describe the primary function and the behavior of each ADC and DAC product, discuss how these functionalities contribute to the overall performance of the product. And then typical values. Identify the typical values or ranges for important characteristics such as power consumption, voltage supply, accuracy, etc. for each product. Makikita mo yan doon sa electrical characteristics table. May ganon ang bawat datasheet. And then, ang goal mo lang, i-compare mo siya at i-contrast mo siya, yung mga values na yon across the selected products and discuss their implications. Di ba may pinili ka from 3 different IC design companies, so i-compare mo yung ADCs nila at saka DACs nila. And then, components used. Nakalagay din yan doon. Kapag makita mo yung diagram, so nakalagay naman doon yung mga component na ginamit for the ADC and the AC circuit. Discuss the significance of these components to achieve the desired performance and functionality. And then this is more of manggagaling na sa'yo, syempre. I-relate mo yung findings mo, yung analysis mo to the field of our course, computer engineering. Discuss how ADC and DAC products are utilized in CP applications such as embedded systems, communication interfaces, signal processing, and so on. I suppose familiar tayo with ADC and DAC kasi hindi lang naman fundamentals of mixed signals and sensors yung subject that could cover ADC and DAC, even your other embedded systems and data communication or digital communication subject or digital signal processing subjects, kino-cover din ito. And then for your presentation, so you have to prepare a clear and concise presentation that summarizes the analysis and findings. So better yet, gumamit tayo ng mga visual aids such as tables, graphs, diagrams to enhance the understanding and ensure that the presentation effectively communicates the comparisons and conclusions drawn from the analysis. And then you have to submit a written report that detail the research, analysis, and findings, include the presentation slides as an appendix to the report, and the report should be well organized, properly referenced, and demonstrate a thorough understanding of ADC and DAC principles in the context of computer engineering. Sabi ko rin dito, collaboration among students for data collection and analysis encouraged, but each student must submit an individual report and presentation demonstrating their understanding and analysis of the selected ADC and DAC product. As per the deadline, ako na naman yung nag-set ng ating deadline for our pre-final project. Sinet ko na nga siya by October 21. And then, ang ina-expect ko na output po natin ay PowerPoint slides. So, PowerPoint slides na lang po yung isubmit po natin. And then, since PowerPoint slides yung ipoprovide po natin, in the PowerPoint slides, pwede kang gumawa ng sample table like this. Ayan, nabigay ako ng example. So, andito yung company, yung product name, and then ADC ba siya or DAC, anong resolution, ano yung sampling rate, ano yung input range, output range, ano yung conversion time. Diba? Ito yung minimum na ina-ask ko kanina. So, you can make a table like that. Along with the power consumption, voltage, supply, accuracy, components used. And then, binirake-down ko dito yung contents ng table para may idea ka kung anong kailangan mong ilagay. So, this is just a simple example. Pwede ka rin maglagay ng mga diagrams doon sa PowerPoint slides na gagawin po natin for our pre-final project. And the last, for our final project naman, so ito naman ay more of sensor and transducer circuit design in MATLAB Simulink. Ang objective natin is to use MATLAB Simulink based on the selected datasheet of sensors or transducers from a chosen IC design company. So this time, pipili ka lang ng isang datasheet from a specific IC design company. And then, kapag may napili ka na, kailangan hanapin mo na related siya sa sensors or transducers. Hanap ka ng isang datasheet. So this time, yung mapipili mo na datasheet, imo-model mo siya sa MATLAB Simulink. So it will provide you hands-on experience in sensor circuit design, simulation and analysis, enhancing understanding of mixed signals and sensors concepts. So you'll be working in group. Ayan, so hindi na po tayo individual. So pwede naman po tayo na or by pair, pwede pong 4 members per group. Or kung talagang kulang, pwede naman po mag 5 members per group. Then isasend na lang po natin sa ating GC yung ating groupings for the final project. Then pipili ka lang ng isang datasheet from a reputable IC design company, yung katulad ng minention ko kanina, that offers sensors or transducers products. The selected datasheet will serve as the basis for designing the circuit in MATLAB Simulink. So yung kailangan mong gawin after ng permission ng group is i-identify mo yung company at saka yung datasheet. Ito yung kailangan mong i-present sa akin next week. Ano yung napili mong company at ano yung datasheet na napili mo at ano yung title ng gagawin mong model sa MATLAB Simulink for that specific datasheet. Each group will select one IC design company known for producing sensors or transducers. Choose one datasheet from the selected company's product line focusing on a sensor or transducer relevant to the course. Ensure that the datasheet provides comprehensive info about the sensor specifications, characteristics, and application examples. Kasi yung gagawin mong model, dito mo siya ipa-follow. Kailangan yung mga itsura ng mga waveform dun sa application example, yun yung waveform na ipoproduce mo sa MATLAB Simulink. And then, i-design mo na yung circuit. So, you have to study the datasheet thoroughly to understand the sensor's operating principles, the typical characteristics, and the recommended application circuits. I-design mo yung circuit sa MATLAB Simulink based on the specifications and guidelines provided in the datasheet. Ikaw naman na magde-decide nun, imo-model mo ba lahat nung buong datasheet or specific application example lang. Pwede naman pong ganun. So, you just have to state that for next week's proposal para nagkakaintindihan tayo kung anong imo-model po natin. Ensure that the circuit accurately reflects the sensor's function, including the signal conditioning, amplification, and any necessary interfacing components. And then, next is the signal characteristics. So, gagawa ka uli ng table so that you could list the signal characteristics of the sensor or the transducer as described in the datasheet. Include parameters such as sensitivity, resolution, operating range, response time, and so on, and provide explanations for each characteristic and its significance in the context of sensor performance. And then after nun, the function and the behavior. So, kailangan mo ma-describe ano ba yung ginagawa ng ating sensor, ng ating transducer within the design circuit. Explain how the circuit components interact to achieve the desired functionality. Kaya nga tayo nagpe-perform ng mga machine experiments, di ba? Kaya laging tinatanong, ano nangyayari every time you change the values, anong na-observe ninyo so that we could apply that when we design our own circuit. And then the typical values or the ranges for important parameters such as voltage, current, output, sensitivity, noise level, etc. specified in the datasheet. Compare these values to the design circuit simulation results sa validate the design. Yung sinasabi ko, may reference ka, datasheet, yun yung golden reference. And then when you simulate, dapat yung output ng MATLAB is almost kahawig naman nung nakalagay sa datasheet. And then the components that you have used, including the sensors, transducers, amplifiers, filters, ADCs, and so on. Discuss the role of each component in the overall functionality of the circuit. Then after nun, you have to verify na and simulate. Katulad nung pinakita ko kanina, di ba, meron akong circuit doon, meron siyang test bench din na sinusupply na doon sa ating ADC at saka DAC. And then verify the simulated results that is aligned with expected behavior described in the datasheet. Analyze the simulation results so that we could validate the circuit's performance and assess its suitability for the intended application. And then you'll present a PowerPoint slides presenting the project findings and then the results, overview of the selected datasheet and the circuit design methodology, signal characteristics, typical values, simulation setup, and then the result analysis. You're gonna use visual aids such as diagrams, plots, tables so that we could enhance understanding and clarity. So this time, proposal pa lang naman tayo next week. The following sessions naman, gagawa ka ng model, and then for your final project presentation, gagawa ka ng full-blown PowerPoint slide so that you could present that to our class as well. So for the presentation delivery, so you'll be delivering your presentation that summarizes project findings and simulation results. And the presentation should be clear, concise, and well-organized, highlighting key aspects of the circuit design and validation process. As for the deadline, so initially nag-set ako dito, May 5. Still subject naman for extension kung hindi po natin kaya pang ma-deliver by May 5. And then this project offers an opportunity for students to apply theoretical knowledge of mixed signals and sensors to real-world circuit design and simulation tasks. Through collaborative group work and hands-on experience with MATLAB Simulink, you'll be able to gain practical insights into sensor interfacing and signal processing techniques, enhancing your skills in the field of sensor technology. So, paano po ako, Sir Ricardo, magsa-search from the IC Design? So, lahat naman ng mga IC Design company, meron silang kanya-kanyang um, website. So, halimbawa, itong kalaban namin, Analog Devices. So, pagpunta mo dyan, may mga listahan yan ng products. Ayan. So, andito na yung mga products. Diba, ang goal natin ay sensors, transducers. So, pwedeng eto, dito ka na lang sa sensors. And then, these are all sub-products na related sa sensor. So, ang dami mong pagpipilian. So, it's up to you to choose. So, for example, para medyo common, temperature sensor and control devices. So, meron tayong analog temperature. O, dito na lang tayo sa digital temperature sensor. Yan. Then, kapag na-open mo na yung digital temperature sensor, eto na yung mga product number or part number. Ito yung kailangan ilagay mo sa title para clear sa atin. Bawa, pinili mo LTM2985. Design and Development of LTM295 in MATLAB Simulink. Halimbawa lang yun, ha? Ikaw mag-iisip. So, ito yung pangalan ng part number. Kasi pag alam mo na yan, actually pag ginugel mo siya, pwede mong yun yung itatype. Pag tinype mo siya, lalabas na yung datasheet and product info niya. Kaya mahalaga yung product number. Nag-iiba-iba yan, depende sa company. Ito nakikita mo dito, ito yung parang general function or description nitong product na to. So it's an isolated high accuracy digital temperature measurement system with EEPROM. And then, pinakita na rin agad dyan, ito yung kanyang diagram, obviously. Kita mo na agad dyan what are the input and the output signals. And then these are the features, additional details, ayan, documentation. Then, pwede mong ma-view yung mismong datasheet niya. So, open mo lang yung PDF file. When you open the PDF file, yan na. So, yung mga kailangan mo dyan, kailangan mo definitely to. Kailangan mo ng features, kailangan mo ng applications, diba? Kailangan you know how to, where to apply this. And then the description. This is also important, the typical application. Ayan. And then, andito yung table of contents. Hindi naman lahat yan ay important. So, meron naman tayong bookmark. Siyempre, ito yung kanina description. Yung pin configuration is important. Ayan. Kasi ito yung mga pins na gagamitin mo. And then, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na electrical characteristics, yung minimum, typical, and maximum values. And then, these are the parameters. Ayan. So, ito yung typical performance characteristics. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na pwedeng pumili ka lang. Kasi ang dami niyan, di ba? Hindi mo naman kayang ma-model lahat. So, for example, gusto mo mag-concentrate ng ipoproduce mo lang sa model, ito. So, gusto mo lang mapakita yung thermocouple temperature versus error RMS noise. Something like that. So, ito yung mga target mong ma-produce sa MATLAB Simulink. So, pwede pong ganon. So, ikaw yung magde-decide. So, you have to read through yung datasheet natin, then pipili ka doon kung anong typical characteristics yung imo-model natin sa MATLAB Simulink. So, I'll stop the recording na.